I'm going to show you how to use the Psolo massage tool for your back. Now we're not going to use the top, we're going to use the bottom, and what we're going to do is we're going to take these prongs, we're going to put them on either side of the spine, and then we're going to make a couple of different motions. We're going to use our feet to go forward and back, we're going to use our hips to go left and right, and then we're going to use our shoulders to go left and right. So I'm just going to put that down, and you can start anywhere where you're feeling the pain. And you're just gonna drape yourself over it. It works equally as well on a little bit of a soft surface as it does a hard one. So you could do it in bed or on the floor on your yoga. If you got a real soft bed, probably not gonna work. Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna bend the knees. We're gonna push the feet into the ground a little bit to lift up, but you don't have to lift up that much. And we're just gonna rock forward and back. And what this is, so now those two prongs are going on either side of my vertebrae and they're just rocking up and down my spine. And then we're going to take the hips, we're going to swing them left and right, and we're going to take the shoulders. And we're going to do the same thing. And then for bonus points, we're going to go and move our arms around in whatever position feels good. And we're gonna rock side to side. And that's all you need to do. Now, if you want to do more pressure, you start to bring your knees into your chest. And then we rock the legs back and forth. And we do figure eights or circles, either way. And then the other way. There we go. And then again, we're going to do the same thing with our arms. And it's interesting because if you do different motions with your arms in different positions, you're going to feel significantly different. Like this puts way more pressure on the right side, way more pressure on the left side. And then we're just going to move up one vertebrae. We're going to do the same thing. And the order doesn't really matter. You don't have to do the feet first. But I like to do the feet first. You want a really deep one. Get your butt up off the ground. Rocking back and forth. Now the hips, left and right. Now the shoulders, left and right. Arms. You can do it longer or shorter. I don't prescribe a particular amount of time. I just say do it until you feel your body start to relax and change. You're going to slide down one segment. Do the same thing. So now we're up about here. And this is going to start feeling different because you're getting more of the traps. You're starting to get into the rhomboids. You're in between those shoulder blades. And this is where moving the arms really starts to pay off. We're only doing it down below because it helps loosen up before we get here. And again, these are just the motions that I found to work really well, but you are only limited by your imagination when you're using this tool. And so if you want to wing the shoulders, that works really well. Because essentially those two prongs are pinning your tissue into place so that as you move your arms, you're stretching that tissue open. So if you're feeling like you've got crunchy pebbles in there or full-on boulders, get creative with it, move around. Maybe start with the standard ones and then work your way into some other stuff and see how you feel. I'm going to move our way up. So this now I'm right in between my shoulder blades, in the middle of the shoulder blades. Now is where these arm motions really start to feel some resistance in there. And you can go back and forth between the arm motions and the leg motions and the hip motions a couple of times. And see how it changes with each round. And you don't have to take a very long time with this. It gets in there really quickly. And if it's going in too deep, if you're finding it too intense, just take a hand towel or a shirt or even a sock and put it over the top of the Psolo, and it will soften it because it's going to be a softer surface and it's going to spread out the area that you are getting the massage tool on. But just a couple minutes of this a day. And I always recommend doing things a couple of times a day. So if you can do it in the morning and then again in the evening, you're really going to multiply the effect it has on you. All right, I am right where the neck meets the shoulder, so I've really got my legs up here because otherwise I'm not getting all that much pressure. Although, if you haven't been using this tool for very long, you might not want to add that much pressure. And this is just great. This is getting the base of the neck where you always want people to like just dig their thumb in or elbows, but no one ever wants to do it for very long. Well, now you can do it for as long or as short as you want, whenever you want. And that's one of the beauties of this tool. One of the reasons it's called the Psolo is because you can do it solo and get all the benefits you need. Then I'm going to take it from there, and I'm going to skip over the rest of the neck. If you want to get the rest of the neck, I recommend you put a book or fold a towel up underneath this. It'll get you the leverage you need. But I really like to get up to the base of the head, at least right where the skull meets the muscles. And I'll usually just hang out here for a little bit and sink in on that. This is amazing if you get migraines or headaches on a regular basis. It might feel really intense in the beginning if you do. Again, just put something soft over it to take some of the pressure off for a little while. And after a couple days or a week or two, you're going to want to probably move into the full hardness. And then you just get to hang out here. This is phenomenal, like first thing in the morning, just put it on your pillow, or last thing before you go to bed. Just don't recommend falling asleep with it under there. So if you're going to do that when you're falling asleep, just set yourself a little timer. After a couple minutes, get it off. Yeah. So there we go. That's a little tutorial on how to use the Psolo to open your lower, mid, upper back, and your neck and shoulders. And make sure to take a look at the video on how to use this for your psoas, your hip flexors, because that's going to affect how your back's feeling a lot. Shoulders, deltoids, and I'm going to also go in and show you how to use it on the back rotator cuff muscles that are right over the shoulder blade there. So, hope this finds you well and leaves you better. And if you would like to purchase one, send me a direct message or get the contact information from psolo.com, solo.com. I'd love to get one of these in your hands and under your back.